We choose freedom.
Freedom, freedom, I can't move. Freedom, cut me loose.
I gotta be honest with you. I did not see this coming from the Kamala Harris campaign. What I mean by that is, so initially when Biden stepped down from re-election, rather, I was like many others concerned about who was going to be the next nominee. I did not, full transparency, full honesty, I did not think that just giving Kamala Harris the nomination was a good idea. I did not. I thought that they should have an open convention. I still kind of think an open convention would have been a good idea, possibly, because there's a very good chance she would have got it, earned it anyway. I will say that the turnout that has happened in the last 2 weeks for Kamala Harris, the energy, the excitement, the size of the crowds and the rallies, everything surrounding her campaign, I would say her messaging has been on point. She's been very good at actually keeping a very populist message, talking about the middle class, talking to unions. I've been really surprised, actually. I did not, maybe it's because we haven't seen much of her in the public light, and what we have seen, let's be honest, it hasn't been great. She's certainly messed up quite a bit in interviews in the past and misstatements and whatnot.
Put a button.
Okay.
Do you have any plans to visit the border?
At some point, we are going to the border. We've been to the border.
But you have to give her credit. I think this is the best we have seen Kamala Harris in her entire career in these last two weeks or so. Her speeches on the campaign trail have been optimistic and upbeat and energetic. The crowds have a positive energy. I'm very impressed with the way that they are attacking the Trump campaign. Like, for example, the Trump campaign has the statement, "Make America Great Again." And Kamala, and I'm not sure if this was planned, or I don't know if this was planned or if this was natural or off the cuff. But when she said in the one rally, she says, "We're not going back."
America has tried these failed economic policies before, but we are not going back. We are not going back. Not going back. We're not going back. We are not going back. And I'll tell you why we're not.
That was a very good counter to that. So that was kind of like their tagline they've been sticking to since. So I have to give credit. Got to give credit where it's due. I think Kamala Harris is running a very smart campaign. I think that her strategy has been very sound. Right now, they are absolutely out campaigning the Trump campaign. Trump campaign can, of course, get back into gear, but it's very clear that since it switched from Biden to Kamala, all the momentum was with Trump. All the momentum was against Biden. Biden steps down. The Harris campaign's taken over, and they've really hit the ground running. And the Trump campaign is, unfortunately for them, they might not realize this, and their supporters might not realize this, but they are coming across very negative, very angry, and they've been downright pretty dirty recently. And we're going to get into that because I think that there's a stark contrast between the way that the Trump campaign is handling their campaign versus the way the Harris's campaign is handling things.
Only promoting Indian heritage. I didn't know she was black until a number of years ago when she happened to turn black, and now she wants to be known as black. So I don't know, is she Indian or is she black?
The energy could not be more different. A lot of these speeches are very dark and negative, and the energy is very, very different than when you watch the Harris rallies, and there's a noticeable excitement, there's a noticeable upbeatness, there's a noticeable enthusiasm, and that's a big deal. That does matter. So I got to tell you, the energy of the campaign has really gone up even more since the announcement of Tim Walz as vice president. Of course, he's the governor of Minnesota. And I have got to say, I think that it was an excellent political strategic choice. It excites the base, the progressive base. He's a progressive governor, but is very pragmatic as well. And I realize that conservatives, that the one thing that I think that people have to remember is the conservatives are always going to label anybody that the Democrats choose as radical leftist, radical communist, radical whatever. That's just going to happen no matter what.
Rebuild your home. They want to take away your hamburgers. This is what Stalin dreamt about.
But I tell you what's not radical. I don't think it's radical feeding children, giving children free lunch and free breakfast. Anyways, let's show you some clips. I want to go over some stuff with you.
Ow! My eyes! And my legs hurt too.
Good job, Webster. All right.
I want to go home.
He's going to come right back here.